Our volunteer fire department has lost its way. Hey, this is Billy Goldfeder answering some questions from you as part of our What's Your Problem series, which is hosted by FireRescue1.com and Lexipol. And here's today's question. What do you do about a volunteer fire department that has lost its way? That's the entire question. So I'm going to have to sort of read some assumptions into that. So have they lost their way because they're failing to turn out on runs and people are not showing up for training or people are not joining? Well, if they're failing to turn out, but you've got a lot of members, you need to look and find out why people are not responding, okay? A department I'm familiar with recently made some changes to their response to encourage members show up more, and they've reduced the amount of runs they go to. What it is specifically is an automatic fire alarm. They're now just sending a chief's car with a chief in it to go check it out. That's a risk. That's a significant risk. The public is expecting a fire truck to show up when their alarm system goes off. Now, slow down. I'm not talking about the habitual false alarm. I'm talking about if you've got habitual false alarm problems, have your fire marshals take care of that problem, okay? I'm talking about that occupancy that does have a fire, the alarm system goes off, and a chief's car pulls up and goes, oops. Now, some people would say in most cases we're going to get a phone call as well. In most cases, you're going to. But that's why people install alarm systems. So if nobody's home or nobody can wake up or the fire or the smoke is getting to them, you're going to respond. You're going to respond with the right amount of apparatus. I get the problem that it's too cumbersome for the volunteers, too many runs. Again, this is an example of us trying to change our fire department to meet our needs versus the needs of the public. The public needs us to respond. We need to respond, whether we're all volunteer or we have to hire people or whatever the case may be. Let's look at your question again. What do you do about a volunteer fire department that has lost its way? Maybe everybody in your department is there for every other reason than the important reasons. They're in the bowling team, they're in the softball league, they're in the racing team. But those people are not responding to calls, they're not making their runs, they're not making their trainings. Then you're not a fire department, okay? You're fooling the public into thinking that you've got the staffing, the equipment. You know, people ride by the fire station, they see this building with a sign out that says fire department. There's a reasonable expectation that firefighters are going to respond, qualified firefighters with plenty of them when they have that emergency. So again, I'm going to repeat your question. What do you do about a volunteer fire department that has lost its way? It's time to hit the reset button. The best way to do that is for the organization themselves to get together in a planning session, open forum type, maybe even have it facilitated by somebody, so you refocus on what your organization is there for. And if your organization is not there to respond to emergencies for the public, then shut down. Become a social club and go, do whatever you want. But as long as you've got those fire trucks in there, you continue to ask the public for money, whether through fundraising or whether through taxes, you have an obligation to respond when there's a call. Too many people in leadership positions and volunteer organizations have their heads in the sand and are not showing leadership in fixing the problem. And the problem needs to be fixed by, number one, making sure all your members are active, they're engaged, they're participating, they're making training, and that there's a system that promises that when the tones go off, within 2 or 3 minutes, those trucks are going to be on the way. That's the only reason we're here for. If that's not working out, then you might as well rethink what you're there for and maybe reconsider a different way of delivering service, because you're breaking your promise to the public. Hey, listen, email Fire Rescue One your questions, whatever it may be. I will be glad to help you, or I'll find the solutions to those problems you're sending my way. I guarantee you we'll figure it out. Thanks so much. Take care.